Hello friends, our today's topic is data types in C++. So the objective of today's session is to know about different data types available in C++ programs.
Students, as we know, there are three main categories in data types. First one is a built-in data type or primitive data type. Second is a derived data types. And third one is a user-defined data types. Here, built-in data types includes integer, float, character, and void data types. They work similar in C++ as they are working in a C language. Now, derived data types includes arrays, pointers, and references. Here, references is a new concept for C++. User-defined data types includes structures, unions, classes, and enumerated data types.
So let's start with the user-defined data types. The first one is a structure and union. So what is structure? Structure means collection of logically related elements of different data types. That means it is a collection of different variables of different data types. Union is similar to the structures. As we all learned in C language, structure and union are somewhat similar. But there is a difference between structure and union. What is the difference? In structures, we can use all the elements at the same time. But in union, we cannot use all the elements at the same time. We can use only one element at a time. Then the next user-defined data type is a class. As discussed in previous videos, class is a collection of objects. And in C++, structure is known as a class, but it has some difference. So what is the major difference between structure and class in C++ is, in structures we can declare only a variables, where in classes we can declare a variable as well as function. That means we can have data member and member function both in classes. The next user-defined data type is a enumerated data type. What it provides? It is providing a way for attaching name to the numbers. That means enum keyword is used to create a new data type, and it is automatically enumerating a list of words by assigning them values 0, 1, 2 and so on. So this is the example. Enum day into curly braces Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here Monday will be assigned value 0, Tuesday will be assigned value 1 and Wednesday will be assigned value 2. The next data type is derived data type, in which we will see first array. An array is a fixed size sequenced collection of elements of same data types. The syntax to declare an array is data type, array name into square bracket size of the array. Here is the example int a 10. That means a is a name of array and it stores 10 different elements of integer type. By default, the index of the array is starting from 0. The next derived data type is a pointer. A pointer is one type of variable which hold the address of another variable. The syntax to declare a pointer variable is same as in C program. Data type star variable name. Here star is a symbol which is known as asterisk. So the example given here, int star p, that means it creates a pointer variable p. P is equal to ampersand number, that means it will assign address of variable number to pointer variable p. And star p is equal to 25 means value 25 is assigned to the number variable through pointer p. Then the next thing is a reference variable. This is a new concept in C++. What is reference variable? It is one special type of variable which provides an alias or alternative name for a previously defined variables. For example, we make two variables, sum as a reference to the variable total. Then sum and total can be used interchangeably to represent that variable. Let's see the syntax first and then we will see the program. So what is the syntax to declare a reference variable? First you need to write data type, then ampersand symbol, and then name of a reference variable. Then it is equal to variable name. Here variable name will be the variable whose alias needs to be created. Now let's see the program. See, in program we have declared two variables, a is equal to 15 and b is equal to 25. One more variable is named as total. Now total is equal to a plus b, that means the value of addition will be stored in total. Now the next line is just display the answer of a plus b. After that we have written one line that shows int ampersand sum is equal to total. That means here sum is an alias name for the variable total. Now what will happen whenever we try to display any one of these variables value, then it will display same for both. So in next line what we will do? See out value of sum after assigned to total as a reference. That means total variable is assigned some reference name, and then we are using that reference name to display the answer of addition. That is, we are using sum variable. Now in next line what we did, we just assigned some other value to sum variable. See here, sum is our reference variable, that is the alias name of total. We make change into sum variable, and now we want to display value of total. That means we apply change to variable sum, and we now representing the output in total variable. So let's see the output. See, the first line total equal to 40. Then after that we initialized alias name to total and just displayed that value, that is 40 again. And at the last we changed value of sum variable and then displayed total variable. So again it is 20. So this is how reference variable works. Let's get back to the slides. This one is the program which is explained previously. So it is similar to our program. The reference variable must be initialized at the time of declaration. This is the condition. Here see, whenever we declare a reference variable, int ampersand sum is equal to, there must be some variable that already exists so that we can make alias name for that existing variable. Hope this session is useful to everyone. Thank you.